Okay, Dr. Buford here. We're just getting started. We examined your shoulder under anesthesia like we talked about, and it was interesting. Your scapula is clearly very loose, and we'll talk about that, but we're going to continue to have to work on some scapular stabilizing exercises. I think that's going to be an ongoing thing for you. I did not get that your shoulder was significantly unstable. You were stiff. Under anesthesia, you wouldn't fully externally rotate to 90. You only got to about 80 degrees, and internal rotation was limited as well. So we're in an interesting situation where the underlying problem's instability, but you're stiff. And that's why we're here. So now we're going to look at the biceps tendon. That tendon looks pretty good. We look down at the base of it. Let me get a crochet hook or something. Probe's fine. I'm going to need an arthroscopic scissors in a little bit. Not scissors, though, not a basket. Okay, and so here's the biceps anchor. This looks good. A little bit of fraying, but this is not loose. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put in our shaver. Again, this is just minimal stuff. You can see some of the redness. That's just kind of a sign of ongoing inflammation. Now I'm going to swivel the camera. We're going to look towards the back of your shoulder and see what's going on back here. So there's plenty of space back here. Okay, this is often what a shoulder looks like when there's some posterior instability. But with your scapular laxity, that's a hard thing to assess. Now, I don't see any tearing in the capsule. We do see this Hill-Sachs, and that continues all the way around the front here. So definitely signs of anterior instability, but like we talked about, almost certainly you've got this multidirectional instability as the root problem. Now, as we look down the front, we're going to put our shaver in. This is the anterior labrum. Here's one of the sutures. See how it gets covered up? That looks great. I don't see any problem with that suture. Lift straight up on the shoulder, please, gently. You can see you've lost some cartilage on the humeral head. As we lift up on the shoulder, there's a second suture right there. See the little knot right there? So I'll clip that out just because it's not doing anything to help anymore. It's healed. And we're seeing a little bit of extra kind of labral tissue, almost you'd call scar tissue down here. And again, it's a difficult line to walk if somebody's got instability but they're stiff. So we'll keep working here, show you some more in a minute. The next thing I'm going to do, turn the pressure up, about 20. The next thing I'm going to do is clip out this suture right here. Okay, just want to show you as we get to work getting this suture out. The shaver has suction, that's why it works so quickly and so well. Can you turn the brightness up for me, please? And again, as I look at the top of the screen, I'm seeing an area where the cartilage is real thin on the humeral head, really on what we call the weight-bearing aspect of the humeral head. Great, okay. And now as we get around and look towards the inferior part of the shoulder, other than clipping that suture, I'm hesitant to do much more. It doesn't really look like I need to loosen anything. There's plenty of space here in the inferior recess. We'll rotate back up. I think the next thing I'd like to do, just to be complete, is put the camera in the front and put the cannula in the back. Switching sticks ×2. Pressure on just a little bit. I'm like, okay, cool. Cool. Okay, recording. Okay, so, oh, it was recording. Okay, so now we're looking from the front to the back. We're just making sure there's no extra scar tissue or anything else that could make you too tight. This stuff is pretty vascular, so we'll take care of that in just a minute. But we can see how open the inferior recess is here, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so here's our look down the front of the shoulder. We're looking from the front down the front. And again, this ligament in the front looks good. The labrum looks good. The subscap recess is clear. We can slip around behind the biceps. And now we're looking at the posterior labrum. We're just making sure that we can kind of make sure nothing's loose and that everything's smoothed out, that there's no extra tissue. Okay, so we're all done. I'm going to pull out this posterior cannula. We're still looking from the front, but I just wanted to show you, again, there's way more loss of cartilage than I'd like to see, but that's just the hand we're dealt. But I just wanted to show you how we're finishing up here. And again, all in all, I'm happy with the anatomy. We took out the one suture and we took away some scar tissue. Hopefully that's enough. I don't see anything else wrong. So we're going to talk about this in the recovery room with your mom, and we'll talk about it once you're a little more awake. Good luck to you now. Bye-bye.